Hey guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today let's talk about a movie. I watched Rebel Moon at the beginning of the year. I watched it January 6th, even though it came out December 20th, 2023. And my initial thoughts on it are that it's not that bad. And I was surprised when so many people seemed to think it was garbage. Now, I don't think it's garbage. I think it's at best a B level movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was pretty interested in it. I watched it with my parents and with my sister. We watched it in Spanish, and the dubbing work was not bad. I don't really have a problem with it. I very rarely care too much about that. Sometimes I do. Like, I watched the One Piece live action with my parents in Spanish, and I felt that it wasn't that great, but it wasn't horrible. But with the Rebel Moon franchise, I find it to be fine. I think it was okay. And in terms of the movie itself, I'm not really sure why everyone seemed to think it was so bad. Maybe it's because I didn't buy into the idea that it was going to be the next Star Wars, because I thought that was a stupid thing to say, and so I didn't believe it. And so I didn't come in with great expectations, which I think is something that might be one of the main reasons why people think it's bad, because it was marketed so heavily as, this is going to be the next Star Wars, watch it because it's going to be that good. It's by Zack Snyder, it's going to be awesome. And, well, it didn't live up to the hype. And I think that is directly a fault of the marketing team. However, on the merits of its own, the movie is not that bad. Like, it's fine. It's stylistic. It's interesting. It's fun. It looks cool. The characters could be better. As in, like, there could be more explanation about the characters. But every character got a cool scene, and they got a quick explanation of their background. And we got to see some really interesting stuff. Like, I don't really have a problem with it. Like, if the main goal of a movie is to entertain you, this succeeded because I was pretty thoroughly entertained. Now, does that mean that I'm easy to entertain? Yeah, probably. But I don't have a problem with admitting that, because it's not that big of a deal, right? Now, there are some problems with the writing, as in, like, compared to Star Wars, this is just a knockoff. However, it's a knockoff that could use some work in terms of some of the writing. The dialogue didn't feel too bad, but I don't know if that is actually the case or not, because since I watched it in a dub, there has been time to, and also progression in terms of like the original writing being turned into dubbing. Sometimes they have to change how things are said and done, and that might change how they actually come across, right? And so I didn't really feel too bad about the dialogue. I thought it was fine, but I can't make a proper analysis on that because I didn't watch it in the original language, right? The story is fine. It's understandable. It's this woman who goes to a farm because she wants to not live the life of a warrior anymore, and the life of a farmer is as far as away as you can get from that. However, something happens, and so war comes to her little village, and now she has to go off on an adventure to solve the problem. She's joined by a generic farm boy who has a heroic moment but doesn't end up being the hero, so I like that. And they go on a quest to find other members to join their band so they can get people to save their country, their village, right? And I find that to be a very good setup. I find it to work very well. We get to see some cool characters. We get to see an ex-general turned gladiatorial fighter. We get to see a prince turned slave, like a blacksmith. And we get to see him have a really cool scene where he rides a hippogriff, or a griffin, I guess. And it works really nicely. It's very Harry Potter-esque, and also very Star Wars. And it looks really, really nice. I like that a lot. We get to see this woman who has cybernetic arms, who happens to fight a spider lady who is trying to kill a bunch of people. That was also pretty cool. We get to see this robber guy who decides to turn a new leaf. Although he doesn't, he actually betrays them. And I think there was another character, but I don't remember. But yeah, overall, like, it works really well. However, it does end kind of badly in the sense that the quest happened, but it didn't actually succeed in doing what it needed to succeed in doing, because the story kind of took a left turn and it ended halfway. However, we know that this is because this is part one of the story, and so it's understandable that it ends that way. And so I don't really understand complaints about the movie ending badly, because we understand that it is not actually the end, right? This is just a portion of the story. So I don't feel comfortable like rating this movie completely without seeing the second half. But I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I thought it was enjoyable. I liked it. I thought the visual effects were good. I liked the alien stuff. I liked the robots. I liked the ship design, although I couldn't really pinpoint what it felt like. I think it ultimately felt most like Halo. It didn't really have a Star Wars vibe. Star Wars has a very specific style to its, vehicles, and I don't think that this matched that style. And I think Halo is the best thing that I can match. There's a lot of world building that was very vague, which I think is a problem. Now that I have had a few days to kind of process the movie, you can't waste 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 15 minutes and not actually tell us anything. We do know enough to understand the conflict, but I feel like other high-level sci-fi stories manage to pack in a lot more information into the same time and also give you a complete story. And so I think that is a problem, but I'm not sure that I can say that it's that big of a deal, because going in, we knew that it was one of two, right? So I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to apologize for the movie, but I'm really not, because I don't have an investment in this franchise. I'm not a Snyder bro. I don't really care about Snyder's films. I like some of them, but I don't have like a desire to see him be the best director or anything. I don't care. But I enjoy this movie, and I mean, I don't care if it succeeds or not, because at the end of the day, we already know we're going to get the second one. But I just found it crazy that so many people thought it was bad, because I don't really see it being bad. Like, I see it has issues, and I don't disagree with that, but I don't think it was as bad as everyone else seems to make it be. Like, maybe I'm just not expecting too much out of movies compared to other people. Maybe that's why, but I found it to be okay. I like the action. I like the character designs. I found some of the elements to be interesting, like the subversion of the farm boy character not being the main character was cool. I like the fantasy elements that were introduced, that were not very important, but they were there. I liked Jimmy a lot. This is a robot character. He's kind of like C-3PO combined with a protocol droid. A protocol droid combined with a battle droid, right? So it's like C-3PO plus a B1 battle droid. I thought that was cool. He turns into this like spiritual thing at the end. And I liked the conflict. It was like a little Polish village gets attacked by Nazis, and so now the Polish village has to go find warriors to fight the Nazis. Like, that is cool. That is interesting. Like, it looked nice. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about it beyond that, I guess, which maybe is a bad thing. But I don't know. I also feel bad comparing it to Star Wars, because like, Star Wars has had 45 years, thousands of books and comics and, different adaptations and crazy things going on. And so I can't really say that, like, the first Star Wars movie is better than this one, because I don't know if I would have felt that way if I watched it without knowledge of anything, right? Like, I can say it's better now because I know so much about Star Wars that I attach the value of all of those other things I know to the first movie, right? I don't have any knowledge about any of the side story or of the world beyond what's told to me in Rebel Moon, and I feel like it tells you about the same as the first Star Wars movie. So I don't know. It definitely does it worse, but I feel like it still tells you enough about the information, enough information about the world as the original Star Wars does. So in that sense, it's about the same. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you completely disagree with me. I think most people will, but I don't know. That's just what I think about it. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.